Okay guys, welcome back to the channel. So here's what we've got going on. I have a new refrigerator that's going to be arriving soon. So I was preparing to hook up the ice water line. And this old valve in this house, it's had it. I shut the valve. It's one of these old school gate valves. I shut the valve and water was leaking out of the top of it. I tried to look in to see about replacing the valve or repairing it, and it's just too far gone. So what I'm going to end up having to do, and I already cut the box out. I'm going to have to replace this with a brand new ice maker outlet box. It's a sweat-in version. I'm going to open up the box in a moment, show you how we're going to hook it up. But what we're going to do in this project is I'm going to use my oscillating multi-tool to cut down along here, remove the drywall, and we're going to cut out that old valve and sweat in a new one. Okay, so we're going to be installing this brand new Oatey sweat-in ice maker outlet box. I opened it up and here's what it looks like inside. The good news is they used a quarter turn valve, which is best. The old valve was one of those old school multi-turn gate valves. Don't ever install those multi-turn gate valves. They literally never work. So this decorative cover ring comes out, and what we're going to be doing is, let me get a piece of pipe real quick. So we're going to cut out the old valve, and where the pipe comes in out of the wall, we're going to put it back into here once we make our cut, and then we're going to sweat that in. Alright, so we got the wall opened up, and now what I noticed is I don't have a whole lot of room here because I'm going to have to cut it right here. So I won't have a lot of room to sweat on this new piece. So what I am going to do, I'm going to use this, I'm going to put a cut, when I cut it, I'm going to solder on a coupler and a little piece of pipe. Probably about half this distance. That way I'm going to raise it up a little bit. Alright, now before I cut this pipe, of course, I have to interrupt the water to the house. So I'm going to go ahead and shut off the water to the house. Alright, so what we're going to be doing now is I'm going to be cutting the pipe right there. Not too bad. Okay, I gotta get the water out of there. So now we need to prepare the joint there for the coupler. I'm just deburring the edges. So I'm going to put this coupler on the existing pipe, but it's a little bit too long, so I'm going to need to cut it right there. And my intention is once I cut it, then I'm going to sweat that on right there. Now when I was cutting the pipe on the wall, I didn't have enough clearance to use my tubing cutter, but I'm going to be using this. So we're just going to go ahead and get that centered on that mark right there. Just gently tight it down. So what this tubing cutter does is once you spin the pipe, it's going to cut with that wheel right there. See, as I turn it, it's going to cut. And then you just slowly want to increase the pressure as you twist the pipe. So get another little twist. There we go. It's getting easier. You can see that groove in there. Give a little bit more tension. A little bit more. You really want to avoid using the hacksaw, but I didn't have enough clearance to use this on that pipe in the wall. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that is the piece we just cut. Now we need to deburr that edge. So we're going to use this deburring tool. We're going to put it in here and take those sharp edges out of the inside. That feels pretty good. Now we're going to deburr the outside. So put the pipe in like that, and this is going to deburr the outside. So it's got a sharp edge on it. This wire brush we'll get that really nice and clean. That way the solder can flow nice. Nice edge there. Now while I'm at it, I'm going to do this other side. So you see we have the pipe nice and clean. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the inside of the coupler. Alright, so now what we're going to do is we're going to test fit it. I've got the coupler on there going into the new valve. Now unfortunately, whoever was the plumber that built this house didn't understand the concept of a level, so I'm going to have to live with that cattywampus pipe. I don't want to cut or bend anymore because that can cause more problems. So we're going to have to live with that, but that's about where it's going to fit. So now what I'm going to do is take it out and I'm going to put some fireproofing behind there before I start the torch. So I'm going to be putting this flame protector mat behind there before I start torch. Also, you want to have a fire extinguisher standing by. Okay, we're going to be using MAP gas, and I got the solder ready. Okay, so we got that first joint soldered in. It's the best I could do in the tight circumstances. Alright, so we're going to wait for it to cool down, and then we're going to put the valve on that one. Okay guys, we got the water back on in the house. I checked all the joints, no leaks. We're all good. That's very good news. I am not going to seal up the drywall right now. I'm going to leave it open for about a week to keep an eye on it, just to make sure that no leaks develop. Once about a week goes by and we're good, I'm going to seal up this. So what we did was we cut off this old one that was not functioning anymore, and we soldered in a brand new one of these Oatey ice maker outlet boxes with the sweat fitting. I want to thank you guys for joining me on another one of my DIY videos. Thanks for watching, and please consider subscribing. Thanks again, everybody. Bye-bye.